Hello and welcome to this week's case review. I'm Shane from Shanesmithlaw. Today I'm going to be talking to one of our attorneys, Jason, about one of his recently settled cases where he got a great result from Miss LB. Jason, tell me about Miss LB. What was she like before the accident, her age, sort of what was going on in this, how this accident occurred?
Yeah, so Miss LB, this accident happened on March 19th of this year. She's a 30-year-old female, and she was just driving down the road, and the car next to her ran and sideswiped her, and the defendant blew a .20 at the scene.
Oh, wow.
So it was, the car was driving erratically on US 64 here in North Carolina. So one can only imagine what the, BAC was prior to the actual wreck. It was sideswiped. She spun off to the right. The other driver spun off to the left-hand side of the road. She had shoulder, back, and knee injuries. She went to the hospital, did not go by ambulance, but she treated with Emerge Ortho and Dr. Sonia Posse here locally in North Carolina, where she had cervical branch blocks from the thoracic branch blocks, from T4 down to T7. And, her injuries were severe enough where not only were we able to get the limits of $50,000, but because of the, punitive nature of the defendant's actions, we were able to get that within a very, very quick amount of time.
Okay. I was going to say DUIs are sometimes, we in the firm consider those more serious and more egregious cases. So talk to me a little bit about the punitive aspect of it. What go through what that means for our listeners who may not know.
Yeah. So, being with Shanesmithlaw for several years now, and talking with Mr. Smith yourself, I take a very hard stance on DWI cases because one way or another, they affect someone in our family throughout the years. And anyone that's intoxicated that's on the road, whether it be through, medication where you should not be driving, illegal drugs or alcohol, that's something that we can add value to here in North Carolina as it relates to trying to get damages for pain and suffering and the medical bills. Okay. So, we have sort of an approach where the culture where, we submit things to the insurance company that shows, hey, this is what happened. We'll submit to you a driver record or, an open records request to you to show if there's either priors from this accident or if they're a habitual offender, something to show, or even in the case where, they blow a .20 at the scene. It shows sort of a pattern, if not a pattern, what they did at that time where they were so severely intoxicated, over the .08 limit here in North Carolina, to show that they should not have been driving and were allowed punitive damages, which are, punishment damages on top of general damages.
All right, so it's an extra type of damages we can lay on top of these in any kind of cases where anybody's a drunk driver or anything like that.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and we got these on this case. You said, because of her injuries, but also because the DUI aspect of this case, we were able to hit the policy limits in a quick period of time, because it sounds like you got all this wrapped up inside of like 5 months. Is that right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the accident happened March 19th, and we got this wrapped up June 29th.
Okay, so pretty quick. So it sounds like you did a great job there. Sounds like you did your homework, and we knew about the defendant's history and the DUI nature, and we submitted all that to the insurance company. You got a great result from Miss LB. Is there something you learned from this case you're going to be able to use on all your future cases?
I think that the second that I understand and process the police report where it shows that the defendant or the other driver has some kind of sort of, indication of a DWI or intoxication, that's when I have my team at Shanesmithlaw dive in deep to find out, if we can get the records or open records request to facilitate moving that case forward to the best results for our clients.
All right. Jason, thanks for talking to us today. I appreciate it. It sounds like you got a great result from Miss LB. and I'm glad you could do that for her. To our listeners, I want to say thanks for listening. Remember, if you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999, or you can order our free book, The Victim Survival Guide to Car Accidents, at shanesmithlaw.com. We'll be going over another case next week. Hope to see you there. And if you're in an accident, please give us a call. Thanks a lot.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shanesmithlaw. In pain, call Shane.